This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by lifeproductions.com. Jen, what's a favorite memory that you have of your activism in New Hampshire?
Currently, I'd have to say that would be our battle on Real ID. It was 2 years of hard work, an amazing rally, 2 incredible press conferences, and a lot of hard work paid off, and that here in New Hampshire, Real ID does not exist.
Yeah, I remember that rally. That was a big, and you were a big part of planning that.
I was one of the people involved in planning that, but it was an amazing effort by a lot of people. Joel Winters and Catherine Albrecht, an amazing amount of people. But not only that, but the pressure kept up. And we worked on this for 2 years diligently, and all the people who went up to the State House and made phone calls and sent emails. And in the end, what we succeeded in doing is preserving our rights.
And you're also involved in Second Amendment sisters heavily, and you'll fight any kind of gun bill that you see that restricts gun rights.
Absolutely. A woman's right to self-defense is basic human right. You have a right to choose your life, and somehow that gets lost in the fray, that somehow the criminal's life becomes more valuable than yours. A woman has a right to choose to not be raped, to choose to not be robbed, to choose to not see her family be harmed. And if that means I have the right to choose to use a firearm to defend my family or my own life, then that is my right. It's guaranteed under the Second Amendment, and it should never, ever be taken away from somebody, and I will fight any bill that tries to do that.
And you guys have fought very successfully. The bills. There have been no successful gun control bills in New Hampshire since...
The only successful, there hasn't been. No, last year, this past session, we fought a bill that would have prevented firearm carrying from in the State House and Legislative Office building. Now, these 2 buildings are the symbols of our freedom, of our Constitution. To say that your constitutional right does not exist within those halls is an absolute horror. I can't even know what kind of a language to use for that. It's ridiculous. And we did defeat that bill.
And I think we're the only state besides Utah that allows firearms in the State House, aren't we?
To be quite honest, I'm not positive. I haven't kept up on... Maybe
Alaska, maybe Wyoming, I don't know.
I pay close attention to what goes on in our hometown, in our home state. New Hampshire is what's important to me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now, I guess that whole bill crashed and burned. There was there was 400 reps that only got 11 votes, and the rep who sponsored it accidentally voted against her own bill.
Yes, she did. She wanted to be able to allow to re-vote. I found that very humorous. And the fact that she also had no co-signers shows you something. A good bill will often get a lot of co-signers. Her bill saw none.
Yeah. All right, Jen, anything you would have to say to people who are maybe plotting or considering the move to New Hampshire, but they're not sure?
Come visit us, and I think you'll be surprised to find that our way of life is wonderful, that we still enjoy liberties that are guaranteed by the Constitution here that don't necessarily exist in other states. The freedom here is amazing. The people here are even more amazing, and you'll find yourself within a family that you could have never known.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen.
You're welcome.
This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by lifeproductions.com. That's Nick Ryder's keen-based video service. All these great clips were shot by Nick himself. He's ready to do the same for you at low cost. For weddings, events, and the prom, lifeproductions.com.